Yes, I have less slingshot seeds since the last episode. It's kind of what happens when you turn off the game. Enemies respawn. What's up, YouTubers? I'm Arachnid, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64. In the last episode, we got our quest started, getting a sword and shield and a slingshot. So in this episode, we're going to be finishing up this dungeon we started, the Great Deku Tree. Where's the Deku Tree? I always swap between Deku and Deku in Zelda. Well, anyway, if we finish climbing up here, we can get to the very top floor. And here we have... That was rude. A big Skulltula, and its soft belly is its weak point. Ugh. So yeah, this is one of the enemies that does require some waiting, but honestly, it's not that bad. You just, like, wait 2 seconds for them to turn around, and you attack them. And they're not really the best kind of enemies in the game. I kind of like the ones more variety to them, but, you know, it's not that bad. Okay, it's right here. We want to jump across these platforms, and we can get to this chest right here. Going inside. Well, that would be a compass. So now we can see the location of the boss and certain chests on our map. So you can get another Deku stick right there. Ugh. There you go. I don't think I've ever, like, shielded for those Deku Babas before until I started Let's Playing the game. Like, before, I think I just kind of attacked them, but it's actually pretty wise to shield them, because they got some fierce attacking, and my TV just lost its signal. Okay, the platforms are still gonna go down, aren't they? Dang it. I was too late, thanks to the HDMI cord. At least it's not as penalizing, penalty-like, whatever. At least it's not as much punishment as it would be in Paper Mario. And here we destroyed a gold Skulltula and got the Skulltula token. This is a major side quest in this game. There's 100 in the entire game, and you get rewards for killing them. And now's a good time to say, I'm gonna try and 100% this game, unlike Wind Waker. So, I'll be attempting to get all 100 gold Skulltula tokens. Now, if we simply not roll, open this chest, we can get a recovery heart. And we lost half a heart, so it's cool. And now, I didn't mean to jump there. I'm gonna equip, no, not that, a Deku stick. We get our first torch puzzle. It's a nice way to introduce. I'm going to be getting into this argument a lot, but like one thing I love about this game is how the beginning teaches you a lot of major game mechanics through puzzles. I think it's really cool. Alright, let's take this guy out. And then I see a heart over there. I like the battle theme in this game. So you see there's a heart over there. You're going to want to jump and get it, especially if you've taken damage. So if you jump and get it, we land on that web and break it. That's pretty cool. Like, it seems kind of obscure, but there's all kinds of clever hints to it, like, you know, that Deku Strip talking about jumping from heights, and, you know, you're probably going to want to try and light a Deku Stick and try to get down there. So, it's kind of clever, the way it kind of hints at you, try and jump down there, and it's a pretty cool puzzle that makes you think outside the box, so I think it's really cool. So in here we have yet another gold Skulltula. Ah! Okay. You can't target onto them for some reason, so. Alright, one jump attack kills them. Come on. Okay. We're gonna have to jump off of this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, torch burns webs. And that is... Okay, I think this puzzle is really right there. So that switch lights the torch, which burns the web. Which teaches you that fire burns webs. So, you carry the torch over there and burn this web. Like, teaching you the game mechanics in this game, it's so brilliant here in Ocarina of Time. That's one of the things I love about this game so much. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is the number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Right here, we get our first introduction to eye switches. Since it's kind of like switches, you know, in 2D Zelda games, you're often going to be pressing a lot of switches to open doors. So this is like introducing them into a 3D environment. So you have to kind of like look around to find them. It isn't really a puzzle, but it kind of adds to the looking around exploration factor. I think that's pretty cool. And we're taught how to dive by Navi. So then our first experience diving is to solve a puzzle. You see why I love the tutorials in Ocarina of Time so much? So it's on a time limit, so we gotta hope this platform takes me across before the water rises back up. There we go. You can get across just like that. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I think jump attacking them could give you a risk of them attacking you even when their belly is exposed. So yeah, briefly teaching us how to work with blocks. Okay, I'm not gonna defend Navi here. She can be a bit hand-holding in this dungeon, but you know, that's basically where my complaints end with Navi. After this dungeon, she's really not that bad. Alright, so we climb up this block. Go through this door. Alright. View. In case you haven't noticed, a lot of enemies in this game have green or purple blood splattering over them when you attack them. Like, this game's... The N64 Zelda games were a lot more violent than other Zelda games, except for Twilight Princess, of course. Like, Twilight Princess literally had characters getting impaled with swords. Zelda's pretty violent. Like, I know it's overall appropriate for kids, but you gotta admit, it can be pretty violent. Alright. Ooh, slingshot seeds. Now I'm back at full ammo. Yeah, we didn't have to wait for him to turn around that time. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Alright. Oh boy. These are Goma larvae, I think. Yeah, Goma larvae. Now, this is kind of a spoiler, but the boss of this dungeon is a big version of one of these. Queen Goma. So this is kind of a nice way to introduce their behavior. They kind of change their eye color to show that they're about to attack. And dang it, I took damage there. Alright. Oh, Rupee, no! Ah, dang it. I can light this web on fire. But this wall is in the way. We can't do anything about it yet. We're actually gonna have to return to this dungeon much later after we beat it. So yeah, it's a little bit of backtracking, but it's for side questing purposes, so it's okay. Like, running around the world, side questing is a good sense of backtracking. Having to go back through areas that you've already been through for story progression in tedious fashion, even though it's kind of like pointless, that's the bad kind of backtracking. And a good kind of backtracking in story-wise is if you return to the area much later, where it isn't really annoying or tedious. care of you. And I guess you could argue about waiting. You have to wait for the Deku Baba to attack, but you really don't. That's just a safety technique. Like, a lot of enemies, people claim you have to wait for them to attack before you can attack them. But really, you don't have to for a lot of enemies. It just can be a safety measure. It can wait like 2 seconds if they're attacking. And my TV lost its signal there. At least I'm not losing my signal in the middle of battles. So yeah, this provides us a shortcut, that block. But it also allows us for a really clever puzzle that stumped me when I first played this game. So the torch can't touch the web unless we roll. Talk about clever. Like, that is just a really clever puzzle, in my opinion. It's like, overall, I think the Great Deku Tree is a nice tutorial dungeon. I just love it. Oh, wait. So the order I want to do is 2, 3, 1. So, there's 3. And how'd you know our secret? How irritating! It's so annoying that I'm gonna reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie, sorry about that. Now with that, the door opens. And guess what? Look at our mini-map in the bottom right corner. See that skull? It's time for a boss. I think this boss is pretty awesome, even if it is easy. Yeah, I'm gonna say that right now. Since it's the first boss, it's really easy, but it's a brilliant boss. It's like the door closes behind us, and it's a dark room, but you see something walk up. You go to check out what it is. Got it in the eye, and boom, giant spider! I love the atmosphere of this fight. Here's the Parasitic Armor Arachnid, Goma! And boss theme is pretty cool. So, this introduces you to the idea of stunning bosses with your dungeon item, which is pretty cool. And as the mini Gomas showed us, she's about to attack when her eye changes color. Crap. I keep missing her. Then she's gonna lay eggs. So, and the secrets that the Deku Scribes gave us is that you can only stun her while she's attacking. So I think that is a brilliant way to introduce the boss concept. And this boss concept introduces the idea of stunning enemies with your items to make it easier to attack. Now, alternatively, you could use Deku Nuts to stun her as well, but it doesn't work when she's on the ceiling, just when the Deku Nuts can reach her. But we can actually aim at her with our slingshot if I can actually hit her. She's like, usually this boss takes me like 20 seconds, but since I'm like explaining everything, I'm not really focused, so it's taking me longer than usual. Okay, I guess I'll show off with Deku Nuts. So yeah, you can attack her with Deku Nuts too. And dang, she is not dead yet. She's usually dead by this point. Okay. Let's see, can I have any luck aiming her this time? There we go! There we go, and now she is dead. And this is kind of where it set the standard that in Zelda games, eyes are weak points. I love that victory theme so much. Like, Koji Kondo is amazing, man. He's amazing. That's just an example of how amazing the soundtrack in Ocarina of Time is. Like, this probably has my second favorite soundtrack in the Zelda series behind Majora's Mask. I love the music. music so much. Anyway, I think we've taken care of everything we need to. So let's head on out. Well done, Link. Thou hast fairly demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now, I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? Now, listen carefully. A wicked man in the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile, sorcerous powers in search of the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Farore, the goddess of courage. Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. By the way, that shot they showed is a preview of an area upcoming in the game. And here's Kokiri Forest, Farore. With her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens. And the golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddess left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence. And the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man, with this evil heart, to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Thou your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful. I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. So we lifted the curse, and he's still gonna die. Gotta love this game. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Link, go now to Hyrule Castle. There, thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you. The stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. So I guess that does bother me a little. How the entire reason we did this dungeon was to lift the curse, and now that we lifted it, he's still gonna die, so it was like pointless. I guess it was to test our courage to see if we were ready for this journey. So anyway, I ruined the awesome cutscene with the awesome music. you got the Kokiri Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the Great Deku Tree. The future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Navi the Fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Goodbye. I love how slowly the text moves there, because it builds such a nice atmosphere. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Link. Goodbye, Great Deku Tree. Hey, Link, what did you do? Great Deku Tree, did he die? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault. Give it up for that jerk Mido. Round of applause, everyone. Round of applause. So anyway, now that we defeated the Great Deku Tree and defeated Goma, we didn't defeat the Great Deku Tree, we just finished the dungeon. I think that's going to do it for this episode. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe if you haven't already. And next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're going to be heading out to Hyrule and seeing Princess Zelda. Until then, I've been Ryan Hansen1. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.